Good afternoon and welcome to Blindbuilds slash More Than Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be talking about Lego Set 60,401, the Steamroller, Lego Set 60,284, the Roadwork truck. Two Lego sets today because both of them were kind of small. I couldn't help myself. I have a problem sometimes. I got all these roads. My city was looking nice with the roads, and then the Steamroller popped up in things I might like list on Amazon, and it was on sale for $10, and I'm like, oh, it's a Steamroller, and I have all these roads, and that's a Steamroller, and I have all these roads, and that's a Steamroller, and I have all these roads, so I bought the Steamroller, and I was like, yeah, Steamroller, so cool, and by golly, it is cool. I like the Steamroller. I think the Steamroller is awesome. But when I bought the Steamroller, Amazon said, you may also like this, and showed me a Roadwork truck, set number 60,284, which was also on sale. Apparently, it's a retired set, but somebody was selling it for $9 plus $4 shipping. I looked at all the other ones, and I'm like, oh, they all start at 16. So $9 plus $4 shipping means a savings of $3. That is pretty good. So I went with it. And of course, it almost came up to 16 after taxes, but still, it's a Roadwork truck. And I was very sad that Roadwork truck doesn't come with any road signs. But I'm in luck. Because whenever I've acquired bulk Lego, because that's where I get most of my Lego, it's just bulk Lego, I get the occasional road sign, and I've managed to gather up most of my road signs. Now, the Lego road plates, they do come with those 2 extra spokes with no road signs attached, with no road signs for them. So I've had plenty of road signs to put on those things. I've been putting road signs all over the place in the Lego city because I do like the way the road signs work. I think road signs are really fun pieces because they just go on any cylinder or, any pipe. So, you've got a pipe running up the side of a building. That sounds like a place for a road sign. Just for the fun of it, So I gathered up a bunch of road signs and I put them in the little cubby for the Roadwork truck. So back to the story. I get the Lego Steamroller in, and I get the Lego road truck in, and of course, I don't know, I can't read the instructions. And so that's what today's video is about. It's just me describing to you what I decided to build. And I will have you know, I cheated a smidge. Just a smidge. There was a little bit of cheating. On the Steamroller here, there is a 1x4 brick. And I think a plate somewhere in there. But that's just about it. That's all the cheating that really happened with the Steamroller. The Roadwork truck, no cheating, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, wait. Yes. On the back, I cheated a bit. I added 2 grippers for tools, and also to help stabilize the wheelbarrow. And I added some some slanty pieces down here at the bottom of the edge, and that is to allow me to just set the wheelbarrow in there. And then I attached a chain. It's hanging low right now because I was messing with the wheelbarrow, but I attached the chain. So we set the wheelbarrow there, and then we come up here with this chain, and we just roll the chain up, and it goes over one of the spokes, and then up here you got to kind of pull the wheelbarrow off just a smidge, and you got to get that chain to go between the spokes on the bottom and the handles on the top. There we go, like a little diagonal. And then it's going to come around the edge, and we're going to put this chain. I'm going to put the wheelbarrow back in its little spot, and we got enough of the chain left over that it just hangs. And there you go. That is a chained up wheelbarrow. And, I was like, why do you get a Roadwork truck without any chains? So I had to add a chain to the Roadwork truck. It needed to happen. It needed to happen. And so Roadwork truck, cool. And I also added some things to hold the shovel, because the Roadwork truck came with a shovel, and so did the Steamroller, but no brooms. I haven't gotten into my collection to pull out a broom for them, but I will give each of them one broom because, I mean, if you got a shovel, a flathead shovel, you need a broom. So that's kind of the story of what occurred here. And while I was going over some Iron Man stuff that I've acquired, I learned or relearned that there is actually a construction Iron Man I got, and he's the one with the cool pauldrons on the sides, and he's supposed to be used for construction work. And I went, oh, well, now that I have construction vehicles, I might as well bring in construction Iron Man, and construction Iron Man can hang out and assist in the construction because he's got the ground pounders, so he can just bam, 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 and then the workers can come over with shovels and actually pick up the mess. It's pretty good. Like I got these extra pieces that came with the Roadwork truck. You just put Iron Man there, just destroying the building. Yeah, it's so fun. Now let's get back to the reviews. So we're going to set Iron Man off over here to the side, and we're going to set the Steamroller off to the side because I want to talk about the Roadwork truck. Now, if you're a blind person, like me, and you want to build your own Roadwork truck, there is a warning, and I was having difficulties with this Roadwork truck. I was like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to get all this together. There seem to be too many pieces, and they're really blocky, and they fill up a lot. And so my roommate went over, and he went, oh, you've basically got it, Max. But you're just missing a few pieces, or actually you've got too many pieces. And I went, what do you mean you got too many pieces? And he went, oh well, there are rubble pieces that are included, and the rubble pieces are 2 1x3s. Let's see. Actually, I think there's a lot of 1x3s in here on the rubble pieces, but there's rubble pieces. Yeah, see, here's more 1x3s and more 1x3s. So we've got 1, 2, and we're just going to quickly build these guys up. So we got a lot of 1x3s, and honestly, this is a good source for these little 1x3s, and they're in the colors, from what I understand, that I utilize in my cave buildings and my landscapes. So it's really nice to have some spare 1x3s, And then there's a single 2x2 brick that comes with this, and you can set the brick up here, boom, and there you go. You get a bunch of 1x3s. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1x3s and a single 2x2 brick. So remember that if you are visually impaired and you're messing with the Roadwork truck and you're going to try and build it. And that's what today's video is really about. I've just been, having some fun and sharing with you so far. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video and talk about, how to build these sets if you're blind. And, I'm going to just give you the road signs. We're going to use some signage, puns for a little bit. And so I'll give you the road signs on where you need to put some major pieces, and then I'll let you, the creator out there, if you're blind or visually impaired, can't read the instruction manuals, I'm going to give you the bigger pieces, I'm going to give you the layout of the vehicle, and then I'm going to let you design it for yourself. And, just figure out how to get those pieces into those locations. That's how I've been doing it. I've been getting, hints and clues on where the bigger pieces go and what I need to pay attention to. And then I take everything else and I build around those items. So the Roadwork truck. We will start first with the Roadwork truck. And the Roadwork truck has a really fun little end here that does pick up, and you can dump out the signs. Yeah, you just dump out all your signs. Okay, so we were just dumping out the signs to get that out of the way. Did any fall over here? Ooh, and don't you go after my signs, Kream. Kream has a thing about signs. He likes batting them around. Now, the cool shovel thingamajigger, or the little bitty dump truck piece, is it's going to be on the front of the vehicle, right between the front wheels of the car. So when you're making this vehicle, remember, unlike most things that you would think about, where this bucket would be on the back, the bucket's on the front, and it can come down and dump. I think it's supposed to be something else, like maybe it's supposed to be built a different way, like if possibly it's supposed to be something that can dig. But I really couldn't figure that out. So instead, I went with normal dump truck thing with the idea that there's a shovel and there's a wheelbarrow, and obviously you need a place to put whatever the shovel and the wheelbarrow are taken care of. Which, by the way, I am a little sad that none of the bricks that are supposed to be rubble can actually be picked up by the shovel. Anyway, that's where this big piece is going. It's going right between the front wheels. Okay, now go it. Stupid thing. Okay, now that that's gone, the wheelbarrow fell. Next step is that this doesn't really have the steering wheel is going to go right behind the bucket. All right, I know. It's going to be a little tight there, and I think I could have scooted it back one more, but I would have lost the ability to keep the wheelbarrow on the back. So instead, the bucket can come up, and then that goes down, and then the bucket goes down over top of the roll bar, and that kind of just keeps the roll bar between the bucket and the steering wheel. And the bucket does slant sometimes a little bit down, but if you pop it down all the way, the roll bar just ends at the edge of the bucket. Not the best little combination there ever, and I'm thinking that if I were to rotate some pieces around, actually I think I did have them rotated around back there. It's not the yeah, it's already been scooted back as far as it can go before interfering with the wheelbarrow on the back. So let's continue. This is a roll bar piece. This is a new piece to me. I haven't experienced a roll bar piece before, so this is cool. I got two of them now, one for each vehicle. And the roll bar piece is attached with two little clamps that are 1x2 modified plates with grippers on the top. And then they give you a 1x4 tiled piece that has a slant where the edges of the 1x4 will say the 1 spot and the 4 spot are lower by 1 plate than the middle area will say the 2 spot and the 3 spot, which are up by 1 plate. And that goes over the little piece in the middle to clamp down on this roll bar to stop it from breaking anything when it moves up and down, because if you don't build it right, it can get that can cause a little stress right there. And I do like how this has a nice slope piece that goes over. I do have a few slope pieces similar. I have no idea what color they are anymore, but I can use that on the Steamroller, which doesn't have such a piece. Now the shovel did just fall, and it fell amongst the signage, and we can use this shovel to pick up the signs. But let's go ahead and put the shovel back. Now the shovel is something I did get some grippers, a little one by one modified with grip on the side, and I took a few and added them to the sides of this. So continuing, where I have the attachment for the roll bar is actually one stud behind the back wheels. No, wait, no. Yeah, okay, so the rear wheels being 2 studs wide in the center there, it's actually on the back stud of that 2 studs wide. So it goes the connection where the grippies are, and then the part where that slope goes over covers the entirety of the wheel area. To let you know, so the center of the front wheels has the bucket, and the center of the back wheels has the connection stuff for the roll bar. And then on here on the back, I added some slopes and stuff and the vents for the engine. And then I put the wheelbarrow, because wheelbarrows are usually made out of really strong, sturdy stuff. So I was like, I can lean against the engine a little bit. It's okay. It's not something that you ever want to, if you got a very pretty wheelbarrow, then you're not using it. So it's also, I assume these vehicles are electric because they're more modern day Lego vehicles. Octane is going out of business. Not actually, no, Octane isn't going out of business because it's been showing up with electric charging stations. So Octane has managed to find a way to continue to thrive, and Lego sadly is continuing to live in a monopoly state where Octane is their only source of electricity now and fuel for the Lego cars. Octane needs a competitor, Lego. Bring a competitor. Because Octane can't, those poor Lego people, Octane could just put, you notice they don't ever put any prices down. And that tells me right there, that's a bad sign. All right, that's just a little bit of creative world building for Lego. Okay, that's basically the roadwork truck. You know, we come around here to the back where I attach the slopes and we can put the wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow is really neat. It's got a really deep, wheelbarrow part. You can actually take one sign. Cream, what are you doing? Oh, you're trying to be cute because you want me to pay attention. I'm spending too much time with the Legos? Well, I'm sorry. You can put 2 signs in there, and 3 signs, and 4 signs, and 5 signs. Yeah, you could. Can you put all the signs I had? I think all the signs can actually go in the wheelbarrow. Just in, you know, it's a roadwork crew cleaning up after a really really bad hurricane. So there's just a bunch of broken road signs in a wheelbarrow. Mine aren't broken, but you can imagine. What? What is it? What? Really? Okay. Oh, anyway, that's the Roadwork truck. I like the Roadwork truck. It comes with one minifigure with a Roadwork hat, a little helmet, and I think they came with spare hair, but I don't like the spare hair. If you're going to be doing the Roadwork thing, all my construction workers need to be wearing construction worker hats so I can tell the difference. They're not allowed to go without their hats. Okay, let's set the. Oh, by the way, another tip for the blind out there: there is one single cone piece, a 1x1 brick that is shape in the is the shape of a cone. That piece is actually some sort of emergency lighter thing, and you can put that in the center of the top of that roll bar. So there you go. You got the little cool beeping light piece. So we're gonna set our roadwork nuts. I just jumped my wheelbarrow over and I lost a sign. We're gonna set the wheelbarrow over here. Cream, don't attack the wheelbarrow, please. All right, we're gonna set that over there. We're done with that stuff. Let's bring out the steamroller because where the roadwork truck was kind of neat, the steamroller is really where I had the most fun in the build. I did enjoy making my steamroller here. I gotta put this piece forwards because I assume that's some sort of light. Um, if it's not, it's not. But for my imagination, it's a light. Now, I didn't think about electric vehicles when I was building this steamroller, so I built it to be a gasoline vehicle. That's what these things are on the back. I don't know what they are supposed to represent. They're really neat, but they uh, they are these weird pieces that I don't. It's really hard for me to describe them. They're I don't know, like little clown nose pieces or something. They're the bulbous, and they have a little spot in the bottom that allows them to connect to things. I've never really seen pieces like this before. I haven't. I did take a break from Lego, and I come back, and there's just pieces I've never experienced before. Like, oh man, there's so many new and interesting pieces out there. So I decided to take those 2 pieces and put them in the back engine area to be kind of a maybe intakes or something. I don't know. I just thought it would give me a cool engine tech. Are you trying to take out the signs again? No? Good. I thought it'd just give it some fun engine stuff. And then on here on the side, I've got this really. I don't know why there's a piece up there. You can go fit up there next to the light. And you, sir, there's I put the little tube. We got an extra tube, and it had a little spot on the top of it, so I figured why not turn it into a smokestack. And I thought about getting a little piece of fire and sticking it in there, so the little piece of fire is coming out the top of the engine in the back. This steamroller was a lot of fun to build because I got these Technic pieces, and I realized I had to use there were 4 Technic pieces, and I had to connect them all together, but they were really floppy. And then I realized, oh, there's a very long tile, and it also came with those pins that have the studs on the end. So I put them into the Technic pieces, put the tile across. Sure enough, that locked it down, and then I used some longer 2 by I think they're 8s plates, and I finished locking everything down to stop it from wiggling. It wiggles a little bit. But the wiggle is not that bad. And I accidentally broke something. Okay, there we go. It's back. All right. The steamroller here, for those of you who are blind, that requires 1, 2, 3. You'll get these 3 big wheel things, and you are going to try to figure out how to put them together. And trust me, that is going to be interesting for you. Okay, so on one end of it, and you can maybe see it if I get my fat finger out of the way. Let's center this because I'm going offside. There is a Technic double pin thing that is 3 studs long, and it has a pin on each side, and then it has a hole in the center, and it sticks up by about one stud or 2 plates connected to each other. And when you put these wheel things together for the steamroller, you'll find that one side of it is perfectly flat against this Technic piece that I added to one side. You know, it's got Technic bar on each side holding this in place, this steamroller bit. Then on the other side, it was too deep. It wouldn't, the pin wouldn't connect unless I did a long pin. And I assumed I wasn't supposed to use a long pin because I didn't get one. That meant something had to fill the gap. And that's where this cool piece I'm talking about came into play. That piece actually connected to either side because you can't connect to the center of this wheel thing. The center bit is a pin that's connected to the wheel thing in the center of these 3 wheel things. And that meant that you couldn't do it normally anyway. And this was a neat way to balance it out. You put that piece across the middle, and you get that the pinhole in the center, and then you can attach it to the other side of the bar, and that allowed these 2 bars to move this one big giant barrel in the front, the steamroller barrel. Do you like the steamroller barrel? I ran him over with it once. Steamroller's coming after you. Rah, rah. Orange Cat does not care. Now, let's continue with what I did here. So I took a slope that came in there, and I put it in the front, just to have something for this roll bar to rest on. I put the vent right there at the top of that 2x2 that slopes up to a 1x2, and it just rests on top of that. The steering wheel is behind it, and then my driver, and I also added some C-clamps on the side. What? Hey, don't bite my nose. I don't like it when you bite my nose. I don't like it. It sucks when you bite my nose. And don't attack my signs. I told you, don't attack my signs. What are you doing? No. He's determined. Okay, so back to this. I added a 1x1 gripper on the side to attach the shovel to, and we got these big long vent things that when I was a kid, I used to think of them as announcer boxes. So whenever I did rooms and stuff, like little rooms where people would be working, like little science areas and labs and things like that, I'd always build one of these into the wall. That was the announcer box, and I'd put a button down to the bottom so the minifigure could touch the button and call to the announcer box. Because when I was a kid, that's what we saw in our classrooms all the time. But in this way, I've used it as a vent on either side of this big engine that covers the back of this thing. I decided that would be the best approach for it. Maybe it could be used as a ladder if this was an electric vehicle, but I like thinking these bigger vehicles as being, something that are diesel fueled. Then again, having an electric one would be cool, but also kind of scary because I'm used to these things making a lot of noise. And if it was super quiet, that would just freak me out. Okay, so to the visually impaired out there, we are continuing. The seat is right behind the steering wheel where this construction worker is sitting with enough clearance above his head. And we come around here to the back where I put the 2x3 sloped thing that slopes up to a 1x2 on the back, and it comes over, the end of it goes right between the 2 big rubber wheels. This thing comes with 2 rubber wheels and a bunch of these, 2 of these tubes that are hollow, but you can put a pin in either side. And so I decided, why not put a pin in from the tubes to the tires here, and then from the tires to the edge of the bars, because these tires are actually wide enough to keep a pin on each side of them, and I thought that was neat. So I just went ahead and rolled with it. Haha, tire pun. And I attached it all together. And I think it ended up looking really cool. It's just neat that these two tires with a tiny little bar between them. You get to look at the little axle between the tires. And then there's this little thing that represents the engine that drives every. Don't you knock over my signs. Oh, my. You knocked a little sign out of the way. We're going to move it all the way over here because you seem to be really intrigued. Give me my sign back. All right. There we go. Okay. Well, that is the Steamroller. You know, the back of it's got these cool big wheels, the roll bars in the center. You're going to want to try and center everything. And if you need to use a couple of extra plates from your own collection to help stabilize things, go ahead and do it. On the back here, I took the big, the bigger plates that we had because we got this really fun slopey thing that is has sloped sides and then a center that's hollow. And they're upslopes, by the way. And I put it on the bottom to hold everything together. And then I put the 2x6. I think it's a 4x8. Where are my signs? Why? You reached clear across. Why do you hate my signs? Why do you hate my Lego? What did you do to the Roadwork truck? No, Kream. No, you're going to destroy the Roadwork truck. Oh. All right, well, I guess Kream's telling me that I should wrap this up. So, where was I? Yeah, underside. So I put the bigger the 4x8 across there to make a plus sign, where the sloped sides are facing the barrel and the rear wheels. And those are your hints on how to get started with this, to try and figure it out on what you're going to do. And I know, let's see, breaking down the hints. Okay, so breaking down the hints for the Steamroller, and then we'll break down the hints for the Roadwork truck, and we'll call that a day. The hints are for this one. Take your 4x6 big thing that has two sloped sides, and you want to put that down on the you want to start with that, and you want to make sure that each of those sloped sides is facing where you will put the big barrel wheel and where you put the rear wheels. Then you want to put your 4x8 across that, and I'm making a plus sign thing. And that is going to support the sides and these Technic bars that will go across. There's 4 Technic bars that you have to connect together, and they are going to go front to back and hold the wheels in place. Then you come over here to the front area. Oh, by the way, remember to use the tile as a way to stabilize these Technic bars, and also utilizing a 2x6 plate. This thing comes with 2 separate 2x6 plates, and you want to put those on the underside of these Technic connector areas so that these Technic bars don't wiggle too much, because the way it's built, you can just kind of flap it like wings. So coming over here to the barrel's made of 3 of these big old wheels, and you want to use a unique Technic pin piece that has 2 pins and a center hole to combine the barrel to the bar on one side where the barrel end is really deep. On the other side, you don't need to worry about that. A normal pin will do ya. Now, coming over here, the roll bar is in the very center, and I wasn't able to figure out if there were any special lights, but I just assume maybe these can be that. I don't know. The seat, of course, goes in the middle. The steering wheel goes in front of the seat. Coming around here to the back, I utilize these weird feeling pieces that we talked about earlier in the video as the tops of the engine, but I have no idea what they're supposed to be. Maybe they're supposed to be lights or something for the top of the Steamroller. Beats me. And then finally, the 2x3 slanted piece is what I used for the center of the rear of this to build the center of the engine, and then I put the vents on either side of that rear area to symbolize that the engine is actually all of this area from one side to the other, and it's a thin, long engine. And that is the Steamroller and its most notable spots. So we're going to set the Steamroller off over here to the side, and where's my Roadwork truck? Here's my Roadwork truck. Okay, so the Roadwork truck, to remind you of nuts, always get those extra grippies. They do not come with enough. And Roadwork truck is put the bucket in the middle of the front wheels, and then you want to put the roll bar behind the bucket, and the steering wheel goes behind the bucket. You may try to find a way to do it where there's more space so that the end of the roll bar doesn't rest on top of the bucket like me, but that may interfere with the wheelbarrow on the back. I put all the engine feeling stuff in the back area around the roll bar here, and with the hopes that this kind of blends together and really, just comes out nicely. I may actually have to go to scoot back this assembly here and maybe scoot back the seat and the steering wheel so that the end of this roll bar doesn't rest inside of this piece. That's moving on. The slope down pieces I put on the rear, and then there are these extra pieces here like the chain and these slopes that I added myself. That is a modified tile that slopes up a cheese wedge, but it's a double wide cheese wedge. And of course, where the connections are for the roll bar is in the center of the rear wheels, to give you an idea of the length of this vehicle from forwards to backwards. And on the underside, I utilized a lot of the bigger pieces to just make up this thing. And finally, where are those pieces I need to remind you about so you can remember that they're not required? Where did they go? Here they are. Okay, so 1 2x2 brick, and then 6 1x3 bars. 6 1x3 bricks, and 1 2x2 brick are not included in this, but you do get the wheelbarrow and a minifigure with hat. And yes, even though I have an Iron Man, this Iron Man is included in the Hall of Armor set, so the one that comes with Whiplash. So sadly, these do not come with the Construction Iron Man, but Construction Iron Man is going to construct with them. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I know it was a bit long, but I wanted to make sure I gave you as much information as possible and really just had some fun talking about these roadwork trucks and roadwork vehicles. It's just neat to have them. And, and I always wanted a steamroller. I like the steamrollers. Steamrollers are fun. And the roadwork truck was just a cool idea. I got the set mainly because of the idea of just having a little roadwork truck. And I remember walking on the sidewalk one night while they were doing some road work, and a little vehicle like this came driving by making a bunch of beeping noises and had a big light on top that was constantly flashing. And there's just some guys sitting in it, and they'd get out and shovel stuff into the little bucket. But the bucket for that one was actually on the rear of it, not on the front of it. And yeah, it was just neat stuff. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Kream has been actually very, very interesting today. Yes, you have. Yeah. I've been having fun today, and please go out for yourself and have some fun for yourself today. Don't forget to laugh. Till next Prime, bye-bye for now.